You really do see every adversity as an opportunity.
I do, and but I really love the phrase "full benefit." So I sent it to Sean.
Yeah.
By the way, and,
It's crazy.
And he said, I love this so much, and I said, but it's also about having like like I use the word trigger in a positive way.
Right.
Everybody uses trigger
In a negative
triggers
way,
a negative way.
no.
I'm like, no, have positive triggers and
Yeah.
control them.
Yeah.
And so here's the positive trigger, full benefit. And I can't remember what it was. Emerson made us these little bracelets, and on the inside it said, "Best job ever."
Yeah, best job ever.
Best job ever.
You know where that comes from?
Where does it come from?
It comes from the movie Fury. And,
Oh, that's right.
And in one of the moments, I that's one of those movies that I go back to time and time again. It's with Brad Pitt and Shia LaBeouf. And,
best.
What's the guy's name that we love? Who's in John Bernenthal?
Oh,
and
yeah.
I mean, he's just
He's incredible.
a beast in that. He's
Walking Dead, The Punisher. John, come on the podcast, please.
he has an amazing podcast, the Real Ones.
Oh, wow.
That I love. It's incredible. But,
so from Fury,
Yeah.
it's best job ever. And so I love the fact that we had these bracelets for so long that said best job ever.
yeah.
And because some days working here is not the best job ever.
Right, that's the irony
right.
in the movie is
Yeah.
that they're stuck in this tank fighting in World War II.
They're
and
in the war.
and they're almost always dying.
Yeah.
And it's that moment of going, "This is the best job ever," even when it's actually the worst.
Yeah. And it's like the phrase, we get to do this.
Yeah, this matters.
This matters. Like you find your phrase and pull yourself through. And so I think the challenge, and this is a deficit for me, like when you would say something like, I just don't know if LA is a city for me anymore. I don't, or I hate the city today.
I was very clear. I said, I'm not sure that LA has anything left for me anymore.
Yeah. And so my immediate, it's almost like a default mode for me.
Yeah.
I start moving people to
Mind shift.
a mind shift.
Into mind shift. And it's, but I think some context to some context to that conversation. I think a bit of it is I was going 34. It's just me. I don't have kids. I'm not married. And I said this to you. I said, what would you be doing at 34? Would you be right here every moment of every day? Or would you be traveling the entire world and exploring it and find? And I was like, I said, I need to go hunt lions.
You said, Dad, you're mystical. You would be all over the world.
And I just realized, I was like, if I spend another July, August, September in LA, I've done this and I love this, but I have to go explore the world or I'm not bringing anything to this, right? And so my mind shift was going, I somehow committed to living in London for a while, and I don't know how I got here. Now I'm a little bit anxious about it, and trying to talk to you about it. And we've hung out every day this week, and you knew something was up. You're like, you want to talk to me about it yet? You want to talk to me about it yet? You want to talk? And I was like, no. And then I said that, and you were like, and you didn't like it.
And
I didn't like it.
Don't run from things. Run to things.
So I think I'm not running from anything. I'm running.
I agree.
I'm running to something new.
Yeah. And so my whole thing is you don't have to hate this to go do something new.
But and this is a little bit of a no, right? But
some people, sometimes you do. You have to create an enemy before you go to war.
Right. Well, I mean, I think it's why. I mean, I think it's the irony of why most religions, and especially the one that we are so closely affiliated with, of being a follower of Jesus and being Christian, is that I was talking about this with one of my good friends, and they were asking like, why, but the devil's always trying to get me. And I said, what makes you so important that the devil's trying to get you? Right?
Yeah.
And to think like if you were in a different religion, like I don't know what the equivalent is of the devil in Islam or in whatever it may be, other different religions. But like for me, I'm going, I don't wake up in the morning going, the devil's trying to get me. I wake up in the morning and go, what dumb thing are you gonna do today, Aaron? Right? And I said, I told her, I said, the worst devil is yourself.
Yeah. The person who says the devil's trying to get me.
Yeah.
Is probably dancing with the devil.
No, I don't think so, because I think it's a pre like loaded ideology in a lot of religious systems.
Yeah.
And for me in this way, I go, for me to acknowledge, and this is the question. This might be a little bit of a departure. We build villains we build enemies to fight courageously, right? To feel righteous and justified and just in a war against something that's dark, right? We have hero narratives. We want to be the hero in a lot of these narratives, right? In our own narrative, especially. But for me, I go, at what point do you have to just admit it doesn't have much left for you? And you have to go and not go find what has more for me, but go create something more and go build something more. And I used the phrase, I was like, I need to go hunt lions, which was and then I referenced in 1923.
Yeah.
Right. I was like, I can't stay on the farm anymore. I got to go hunt lions. I'm safe here. I'm comfortable here. I have my car, which is annoying because I just got my car. Like, I have a car. I got the house, and I'm like, I have the family and the friends and the work and the people. But like, why do I need to go and open my mind back up? You know?
Well, my mind goes to two places when you said this. Why do we build villains? One thing I think we do is we create villains worse than us so we can pretend we're the heroes. And which is a great mechanism in writing.
Yeah.
When you're the hero,
Yeah.
you live a heroic life, the villain comes. You don't go looking for the villain.
Right.
You're just doing the good the hero does. When you're a villain and you want to be seen as a hero, you need to find someone who's even a greater villain than you. Then you're suddenly the hero. And what you don't want to be is you don't want to be Venom. You know, you don't want to be Venom. You don't want to be or Deadpool. You know, you don't want to be the villain that is only seen as a hero because there's a greater villain. Which, by the way, I think is what happens a lot of times in religion. And what's happened in history with Christianity. It's instead of fixing the immorality or the injustice or the hypocrisy within the faith, we make someone else a greater villain so that we can justify not changing because we have a greater villain out there. And I think it's really a very deceptive thing. But on the flip side, I do think there's a hero inside of you waiting to be awakened. I think it's true for everyone. And I always, like, I want to celebrate whenever you want to go take a big risk, or whenever you want to go hunt a lion, whenever you want to go explore and grow. I'm the person on the front row cheering you on, because I want that for your life, because I want that for my life. And you're right. I tried to make sure that my life didn't bore me to death. You know, I wanted to live an interesting life.